YouTube and Snapchat and fuckers. Welcome back to another installment of the Friday Wrap-Up. Well, we made it through another week, huh? So pat yourself on the back, kids. Jiggle your nuts, fluff your boobs. Get ready for another weekend filled with masking and distancing and momos. Apparently spring is here, kids, and you know what that means. It's fucking riot season. Somewhere, some criminal is resisting arrest and setting the stage for another fun-filled spring and summer of group activities and wolf flu spreading. So, buckle up. Well, before we get today's show kicked off, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. Tonight, I'm drinking a little Jameson's on the rocks. Well, again, a little COVID protection. You know, people are starting to get spring fever. They're out, they're breathing. Hey, you know, I might as well take some precautions. Who needs a vaccine, right? Okay, salud. All right, Nostril Gate. That Cuomo saga continues. Well, it's been another week, and so far Cuomo has not harassed any women or killed any old folks. Okay, so that's good. There's a news article that surfaced the other day, however, because I guess they had nothing to report on Andrew Cuomo, so they did a little digging, and this news article surfaced, I think it was 2 days ago, where apparently back in 2006, when Cuomo was first elected as Attorney General, he apparently compared himself to Sonny Corleone from The Godfather. With regard to his ability to intimidate people. The article also went on to say that while being elected as governor, that he once bragged about he once bragged and said that if he had one gift, okay, aside from his skills of performing oral sex, I mean, can you imagine? He actually said this in a meeting. I could see him say this. He said that if he had one gift other than performing oral sex, it was to be able to see around the corners of politics. Now, I mean, they say I got a fucking ego. This guy just absolutely loves himself. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, he's probably a slobberer. I guarantee you, he slobbers. His fucking nose gets in the way. I mean, who says this in a meeting, right? He absolutely loves the sound of his voice. I said this months ago. He probably looks at a picture of himself and rubs one out. Okay, I mean, that's why if you ever notice, like, during his press conferences, which he's started, you know, he's doing them a lot more lately, he'll sometimes talk very slow and repeat himself. As if he's talking to fucking morons, okay? And he does that specifically for one purpose. He loves the sound and the cadence of his own fucking voice, okay? So he consistently does that. Guy's a fucking retard. Anyway, no one seems to be talking about the scandals anymore. Did you notice this? Nobody's talking about his sexual harassment scandals. Nobody's talking about him killing old people. It's all seemed to have dissipated because they've moved on to other shit. You see, he wrote it out. I told you, he's not stupid when it comes. That's why he wasn't going to resign. He knows after a couple of weeks, the media will move on and everybody will forget about the fact that he's fondling people and killing elderly people. But on a positive note, getting back to this article, it did mention a lovely compliment that he received from Vice President Biden back in 2015, you know, back when Sleepy Joe was the Veep. Biden said that his favorite thing about Cuomo, and I'm quoting here, was that he's got tremendous balls. Absolutely enormous balls, okay? So apparently, Biden is a huge fan of Andrew Cuomo's testicles. Now, I don't know how he became acquainted with his testicles. I don't know if Cuomo put them in his hands, you know, rested them on his chin, banged them against the side of his head. I don't exactly know how he became acquainted with Cuomo's nuts, but apparently he seems to approve. I hope Nostrils at least, you know, did him a solid and teabagged him once or twice. You know, nice, because he's an old man. So that's your Cuomo. That's your Nostril Gate. Your Corona update. We got some things. So, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been put on pause due to some problems. Okay, apparently it caused blood clots in some women who got the vaccine recently. Now, if you got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, don't fucking freak out. Because they said if anything happens, you'll know relatively quickly. Goody. But yeah, so out of 7 million people who got the vaccine, apparently they're saying six people experience, and they all happen to be women, are experiencing blood clots. So they paused it. 6 people out of 7 million and they paused the vaccine sounds a little fishy to me. I wonder what they're not telling us. Okay, because I mean, listen, there's been some issues with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. They lost a few, then there was some quality control issues and shit, so I don't know about that one. Regarding the other vaccines, here's some news. Pfizer now says that after you get your second shot, you're going to need a booster shot, and you're probably going to need an annual shot as well, so you'll need annual booster shots as well. And the same goes for fucking Moderna, which, speaking of Moderna, I did a little investigative journalism for you kids, you know. See, Uncle Tommy looks out for everybody. Every time somebody gets a vaccine, they start telling me about all their fucking side effects that they have. They can't stop shitting, they got fevers, pains in the arm, muscle fatigue, flu-like symptoms, blah, blah, blah. Anyhow, so I always ask, what vaccine have you gotten? And it seems to me that everybody who gets the fucking Moderna vaccine experiences all these horrific side effects. So, there's your little PSA. If you're considering vaccinations, okay, I would suggest that you get the Pfizer vaccine because, well, I mean, Johnson & Johnson is paused, and Moderna will fucking kill you too. So, I mean, if you absolutely have to get vaccinated, that's the one I'm gonna loosely recommend. I prefer my method of COVID prevention. You know, it's natural, it's safe, it's proven. Nobody in Ireland ever dies, so there you go. I must be the biggest advocate for Irish people lately, and I got a vowel at the end of my name. They should send me like a commission or something, I think. Anyhow, moving on. In other COVID-related news, Governor Nostrils has moved the bar and restaurant curfew back to midnight, effective Monday, April 19th. So apparently, you know, in the midst of him killing senior citizens and grandparents and, playing Tune in Tokyo with his aides and bragging about his skills at cunnilingus, he received some kind of a psychic message from the Wu flu, and that stated that it's going to start going out later now. You know, it got bored with 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, nothing was popping. So now the Wu flu is going to start venturing out into bars and restaurants roughly around 11:59. So everything should be closed around 12 o'clock. So, I mean, on the positive note, you got an extra hour of masked debauchery. You get to sit without your mask at a bar or restaurant for an extra hour. On the downside, this is all just fucking nonsense. So, there's your Corona update. Okay, kids, get your tickets out. Put your shoes on. Get your umbrellas. We're ready to hop on that fucking crazy train. All aboard! Woo woo! Crazy train's leaving the station. First stop, Brooklyn. But not Brooklyn, New York. No, not the kid's hometown. Brooklyn, Minnesota. Okay? So, apparently, in case you've been living under a rock this week, like I said, it's riot season. So, let me tell you what happened to a gentleman by the name of Dewante Wright. Okay, so he gets stopped in Minnesota. Apparently, they said he had expired tags on his car. They run his plate, they run his name, and apparently he has an open warrant for attempted aggravated robbery. He choked a woman at gunpoint and stole money for her. So the police began to arrest him. They had him out of the car, they're cuffing him, and of course, you'd think one of these fucking idiots would just understand that they're being arrested and that these are police officers, and you don't win fights with police officers. Well, he starts resisting arrest. One of the cops, I think her name was Kim Powell or something, female cop, she warned him to stop, otherwise she was going to tase him. She thought she grabbed her taser, she grabbed her firearm and shot him. And of course, he fled the scene, and by the time the cops caught up to him, he had blood out. So, so that causes fucking civil unrest, right? So, a criminal gets shot for resisting arrest, and now that's a fucking problem, and it's all over the goddamn news. The BLM people are marching, everybody's screaming, they're throwing rocks, they've been protesting for fucking days, okay? I don't understand why this is always a fucking problem. It's a simple solution, okay? Don't resist arrest. You won't get shot. You won't get hurt. You make the police fear for their life. And this was a fucking accident. It wasn't even an intentional shooting. Okay? One could say maybe a woman shouldn't be a cop. They don't have the temperament. She got nervous and pulled the wrong side on. But the fact of the matter is she's a 26-year veteran. Never had a problem. Okay? This wasn't a race-related shooting. Just so happened they stopped the kid for having fucking expired tags. He's got an open warrant for a violent crime. Okay? Listen, cops can't take chances on routine traffic stops. All right? The other day, a cop got gunned down in New Mexico. He stops a guy for speeding. The guy gets out of the car with an AR-15, blows the fucking back of this guy's head off. I mean, it's a dangerous job being a cop. I'm not an advocate for the police, but I'm also going to say, listen, I don't feel bad for this kid. Okay? A cop is going to stop you if you're doing something wrong. Plain and fucking simple, okay? Don't be a jerk off. Don't resist arrest. You get to go home or you go to jail, but at least you're alive. These fucking kids, they don't have any fucking respect, okay? They don't understand what it is, to just shut your fucking mouth, take your goddamn punishment. If you're going to commit a crime, understand that at some point you're going to go to jail. The guy had an open fucking warrant. Plain and fucking simple. I don't understand what the issue is. And of course, they're marching and throwing rocks and BLM and, defund the police. And, it's just fucking crazy. I don't understand. These motherfuckers have lost their motherfucking mind. They're all fucking racist. I don't understand what in the hell. You know something? You want to help your kids out? Don't be marching. Don't be protesting. Very simple. Kick their motherfucking ass. Learn your children right. Tell them to shut the fuck up. Don't resist arrest. Better still, don't commit a motherfucking crime. I'm watching the news the other night. It looked like a fucking Black Panther movie. There's so many motherfuckers. There's more motherfuckers than in Wakanda. They're marching and screaming and jumping around. What in the fuck going on with these motherfuckers? If I was a young man, my mama kicked my motherfucking ass before I did any of this shit. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers lost their motherfucking mind. I know, Pops, I know. What in the fuck's going on with these motherfuckers? I don't know, Pops. Listen to me. You know what they should do instead of worrying about defunding shit and calling the history of racism and shit? How about this? You have a class once a month on how to deal with the police. Shut your fucking mouth. Don't commit a crime. You get to go home, and if you go to jail, you get to still be alive, motherfucker. Stop screaming racism and just stop being a jerk off. That's all I got to say. I'm out of here. Well, there you go. I mean, you can't argue with shit like that, right? I'm telling you. Fucking guys. Anyhow, so, moral of the story is, stop being criminals and you don't get shot. Moving on. Next stop, New York City. Okay, so CNN director Charlie Chester was the object of a sting operation from Project Veritas. Now, Charlie Chester is he's a technical director for CNN. So he's responsible for programming, basically the shit that you see on CNN. So Project Veritas set him up through Tinder. I guess some chick swiped right on him or whatever, but anyway, they set him up on these dates. She agrees to go out on a date with this guy. Like 5 times they went out, and she's wearing a wire and a camera, and the whole time they're talking, they're having dinner, whatever. And he basically admits on camera that CNN purposely spread. He was bragging about his job and his accomplishments, and how CNN purposely spread fake news to influence the election, and they did everything to make Trump look bad, and they do things to try to make Biden look good. Like they said they try to only show him in a light, or paint him in a light that he looks like a energetic geriatric. You know, I swear to God, this is what he said. You can check out Fox. You can check out online. You'll find it. They also went on to say that they did that with the intent of getting Trump out of the office and getting Biden elected. And they're actually he was taking credit for getting Trump out and getting Biden elected, too. He also went on to say that they purposely inflate COVID numbers and embellish info with regard to COVID-related cases and whatnot, to bump up the ratings. And he also said that they purposely push the BLM narrative by only airing stories that make white people look bad. Okay, so this was all over Fox. It was a 3-part expose. They got this guy dead to rights. He shut down his Twitter account. He shut down his LinkedIn account. He's basically MIA on social media. CNN has gone radio silent on this, and they haven't addressed it yet. So I'm waiting to see what comes up. Next up, some sad news, kids. Very sad news. Apparently, yesterday, Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez have made an official announcement that they officially broke up. Wow. I don't know how I feel about this, because, on one hand, it means J-Lo's single again. So, hey, how you doing? But, I guess I could probably break this out now. Take this out again and put it up in case you haven't noticed that. You see that? Sorry, A-Rod. Before she got to you, she had the kid first. You know what I mean? I know, I'm a tough act to follow. But, listen, she had a shot. 2 ships passing in the night, We don't boomerang. We don't go backwards. So sorry, J-Lo, but all the best. I did like them as a couple. I got to say, I was rooting for them, but it just it didn't happen, But I'm going to do that one more time because I do like this picture. I haven't pulled this out in a while, It's a nice picture. Look at that. Pops apparently likes Jennifer Lopez. You goddamn right I like her. So, anyhow, there's your crazy train update. Moving on, kids. Your sports update this week. We don't have a lot to really report, but, hey, Major League Baseball, Yankees need to get their fucking asses in gear. They're already 5-7. The season's barely off to a start. They got their asses handed to them by the Blue Jays in this last series. Actually, yeah, they got their asses handed to them by the Blue Jays. Tonight they're playing, I believe, the Rays at 7. It pains me to say this, but the Mets pretty much crushed the Phillies in their last series. Although it won't last long, the Mets are in first place, and the Phils are in second place. Mets play the Rockies tonight, I want to say 8 o'clock, and the Phillies are playing the Cards at 7. NBA. The Nets were in first place, and they lost to the 76ers, and now are in second. But you know what? They're still in a good spot to lock the playoffs. They definitely will make a playoff run. But that's what you get when you refuse to play games in the name of social justice. The other night, the Nets sat down. They wouldn't play because of this whole Dewante Wright thing. Guy who fucking robs a woman at gunpoint. They sit for social justice. That's how you learn. Fucking jerk-offs. Anyhow, next up, NHL. Rangers already took 2 games from the Devils in their 4-game series. They play the Devils again on Saturday afternoon and Sunday. The Islanders play again on Tuesday. Well, they play the Rangers again on Tuesday, I should say. They dropped 2 to the... They got their asses handed to them by the Bruins. and they dropped to second place behind the Caps. But the Islanders are looking good. I mean, I don't think they're going to have a hard time getting into the playoffs. I think they play the Bruins again tonight around 7-ish, something like that. So, anyhow, there you go. That's your sports update. All right, kids. On What the Fuck Is That? We're going to talk about baldos. Yep, that's right. A baldo is a dildo for your balls. Apparently, this is a thing. I'm not even bullshitting you. So, you can't make this shit up. I don't understand who comes up with this shit. So apparently, this is it's a rubber. It looks like a butt plug. It looks like remember when I showed you what figging was when you cut the ginger into the thing. That's what it looks like. So you take this thing and you stick your balls through it, and then it's got like these other things that secure it into place. So I guess it makes like a second dick. I don't know. So maybe if you got like a limp egg roll or something, this is a secondary. Apparently, it's supposed to be mind blowing. I won't be trying this. I can promise you that it's not for me. All my equipment works just fine. But I mean, who fucking did? First of all, it's English. The company that makes this, that manufactures it, that thought of it, that conceived it, is an English company, which makes sense to me because, they're a little fucking off over there across the pond. I don't know. Maybe it's all the Benny Hill shows. I don't know. But who looks down and goes, blimey, I think I got an idea for me balls. Okay? I mean, they came up with this silicone thing that, hey, listen, Google it. Go check it out. I'm telling you, baldos. Dildos for your fucking balls. Can you believe this shit? I mean, only the English. I got a gripe this week with Dunkin' Donuts. It's fucking not shocking, right? Here's what I don't get. You go into Dunkin' Donuts early in the morning. People have shit to do in the morning. Some of us are still working, right? So, I don't get these fucking people that go to Dunkin' Donuts early. They're not going to work because they're still like half in their fucking pajamas and they're ordering 2 dozen donuts. They can't count to 12. Then they got to place these fucking ridiculous breakfast orders. Who wants avocado toast? Who wants fucking, this girl, I wanted to fucking punch her in the back of the head. She wanted one of those Beyond sausage patties, right? And then she didn't want eggs because she's vegan. Okay, and she wanted sprouted bread, but then orders double cheese, which is fucking cheese. It's made with dairy. Like I wanted to fucking throat punch her, but I was too far behind because there was a fucking woman there who was 110 ordering 2 dozen donuts. Where are you going? You gonna go play bingo? It's fucking 7:30 in the morning. Where are you going? And then the avocado toast. I want to just say, you want avocado? I want to take a piece of toast, wipe my ass with it, go, here's your avocado toast. Get the fuck out of here. We're not at a cafe somewhere in Midtown. This is a Dunkin' Donuts. You go in, you get your coffee, you get your donut, get the fuck out. If you need 1 dozen donuts, have a little courtesy. Go after fucking 10 o'clock when nobody needs to work. What the fuck is wrong with these fucking people? I don't get it. Anyway, that's been your Friday wrap-up, kids. Okay? Supposed to be a nice weekend. Weather's going to be nice. Put your mask on. Go outside. Spin around 3 times and come back home. All right? So, I'll see you when I see you.